Hi, my friends and family out there in cyberspace. My name's Trey, and today I've got a talk for you about spiritual awakening and encouragement. Them say them love we but died yesterday. Them what get what them want, then switch it up already. Them not gonna draw we out, oh not today. It's not so easy to feed to drain we energy. Cause blessings follow everywhere that we do. A good we with everybody. That's my attempt at singing a chorus to one of my favorite protege songs with coffee there. Encouragement. Your awakening encouragement must come from within. Reading a book or watching someone's YouTube video or Rumble or Odyssey could temporarily inspire you to feel courage or glean it off them if you're open with your empathy skills. But that's not going to do it. What is the greatest effect you can give or receive from the greatest amount of YouTube, Rumble, or Odyssey videos, aside from information, wisdom, or gnosis, or some wonderful music, or comedy, or movie, or TV show, or some kind of entertainment that you loved? Well, recently watching videos by the Wizard of Weavenhoe, I occasionally hear our history from a different perspective or glean facts I haven't considered. What is perhaps the most greatest overall medicinal aspect of his teachings is encouragement. He beams encouragement. He gently encourages your awakening adamantly. Like any really benevolent, excuse me, yeah, I don't know about that one. My hemp flower might have get me a little bit worse because it seemed like something was trying to get in while I was swimming in Folly the other day, Tuesday. Like any really benevolent spiritual teacher worth his salt, so to speak, he beams positive soul energy, positive soul encouragement. Last night, I had a dream about Dr. Andrew Kaufman, one of the few MDs I feel like it's a good, very strong possibility I can fully trust. And believe it or not, the truth is, especially since what happened 4 years ago, I realized that there are probably at least 6 to a dozen MDs I really trust. But anyway, there's some out there, and some of them I study and listen to. And maybe because I recently filled out a long questionnaire that he sent me with his brilliant email marketing. So again, I might be suffering for not being lazy about learning. This Israeli guy named Igor wants to teach it to me, and but he sent me an email, and because I was briefly watching one of his videos, because yes, I might have to creep into your dreams if you watch this video and it impacts you somehow. That's the problem I've had sometimes is not that it's a problem, but interestingly enough, when it was his cousin Jeremy the night before, it was It did seem, actually, I feel like some kind of bacterium like the monkeypox or COVID-19 got in my around near me, and then the dark side tried to inspire me into a nightmare due to what happened to Jeremy Kaufman. You know, to the point I woke up with a horrible headache yesterday, and I was moaning and shit, and I don't know, maybe I took it personally because he's the CEO of my other platform that this is going out to besides Rumble, if I do that separately, Odyssey.com, and he had, I mean, again, if it was him, if it was he that did it, it was pretty ridiculously ignorant, and I think it's a wrong. I think whoever did that was a wrong-headed decision to threaten, like, it was like he was asking for it, but he did prove his rights as a libertarian senator candidate, and he's all into that party, and it was hilarious and brilliant how he responded. So again, he's a sacred he's a sacred Heyoka. He's a Heyoka like me, but he's on a much more influential scale. Okay, so anyway, he tells Dr. Andrew Kaufman tells the truth in an open with an open mind. And scientifically, lately he's been scientifically reviewing studies on topics on his recent YouTube videos with, unlike myself, a medical MD and full mastery of marketing, PowerPoint, and gadgetry skills. When I was in the ER for 5 days, the third day I was in there, the Santa Clara Valley Trauma Center psychologist asked me, an attractive woman about my age, asked me if I wanted a palm pad pooter, like this handheld computer thing. And I said yes. And then strapped into the hospital, this is how rebellious and reckless I am, folks, strapped into the hospital bed, I perhaps recklessly watched Dr. Kaufman on BitChute talk about how Rockefeller invented germ theory to sell medicines. I am reading another super courageous MD researcher on the side of truth and real science, or Dr. Robert O. Becker's second book, Cross Currents, I got from thriftbooks.com. It really begins to reveal this book. His first book, The Body Electric, and this book really begin to reveal how the actual truth about how our bodies are electric, and how the MM and SDC dogma would socially pulverize researchers like Becker, who even began to tell the whole truth. Of course, he had some wild studies, but he proved his point in many studies, and he had to be defunded. Now, he was in his 70s when he passed on. He never quit. Sometimes I wonder if they took him out, but he never quit doing research and revealing the truth his whole life. Like those two MDs in the realm of discernment and mental and spiritual awakening, my focus and strengths. Like, I'm not saying that I'm going to be able to be very encouraging to you if you want to get rich, and or if you want to know how to get along with people, because I'm an amateur in those realms. But I am telling you, when it comes to thinking and having awareness, that I've gone in. So, and what does that mean? That means that I have respect in my heart for all beings, because that's the basis. Without that, there is only violence. There's only bullshit at some level, at some deep level, So researchers like Becker, who even began to tell the whole truth, they got defunded, deplatformed. I desire to give you awakening encouragement. I desire to give your awakening encouragement. Okay? Look at the etymology of the word encouragement. What is it about that word? There it is. What is it about that word that makes it a perfect title for a video about spiritual awakening? Because that's what a lot of people seem to feel like they need. You know, they're hoping to glean off a YouTube video. So, that's right. This video was brought to you by Inner C, sugar-free. Look at the etymology. Encourage, meant, meaning, or what I meant from all those 500 videos, what I meant was to put courage in you, because that is the basis, of course, in Hamza, if possible, in peace. And I encourage your peace too. Encouragement. Is that the greatest psychological aspect of ganja? And the most dangerous for a narcissist? I once got in an argument with this lady in her 60s with beautiful long blonde hair, who she told me her mom was a narcissist, actually, and made her cut off her beautiful hair as a young girl, interestingly enough. And she lived in her van, and she got a degree in something or other, Reiki. She had all these degrees and from Cabrillo College, and she didn't think to do what I did and look behind the Amazon lockers to use the electrical there. She said that, I don't know if it was probably another occasion, but I think it was just that I mentioned the word Jewish, and she said, I'm Jewish, and then I thought I was all racist or whatever, and she's a Capricorn. And the reason why I bring her up is because she would call cannabis or ganja confidence, she'd call it confidence. That's what she told me one time, and it was like, well, that's interesting, So, coming from a Freemason 3D CNPD family with a very obedient, fully boosted mom, a university teacher, she could provide me with all I need to survive in 3D, just barely enough to, that I needed, and even still do it against my will, when I said no, I don't want to be dependent, but I finally caved because I was suffering pretty hard from the illnesses I had, and so, but just visiting for probably way too long, wearing out my welcome here in this storage room box, and the house that she co-signed with my brother, giving me a room, food, clothing, a shower, kitchen. I mean, those are huge, huge blessings in a world where those things are intentionally made scarce or out of my price range, or enough resources to stave off death another day. Yet the one quality I've always missed that now I see what it could be that she could never give me is for some of the different terms, according to the letter groups. Yet the letters and number groups, DSMV and all those goofy things. So, yet the one quality I've always missed that I seem to have to manifest out of thin air myself, thankfully it seemed to be in there from before this flesh suit's life. So somehow some of the reason why I can do this was from before past lives. Is awakening encouragement. Okay? And again, no one else is going to do it for you. And I'm not going to do it for you. Your mommy, your daddy, your children, or your sibling, your lover, your boyfriend, the government, Jesus, and Quetzalcoatl, and whoever else you think is going to come rescue you. It's never going to happen, because that wasn't designed that way. Because the Almighty Christ Sophia gave us free will, and then the only reason why it seems that we don't have it is because Lucifer and Elohim were so masterful at creating the Anunnaki junior gods. Did such a great job of making it seem, seem hidden, elusive. The free will has to be elusive because of the matrix. If you knew how to forage, if you know how to do animal husbandry or grow cannabis, or at least simply identify wild plants and have a water filter, maybe you could live off bugs and be happy, So, but otherwise, most people, unless they have those skills, are willing to get a fishing rod and fish, or kill some wild game, they're going to have to pay for the grocery store and the boxes, and etc. So, but still, even if you're codependent or living, trying to survive, and you're screwed up, I'm here for you. I don't care who you are. I'm here for humanity because, I've been screwed up. I've had to sleep in a cardboard box dumpster because I knew I needed to get outside of the elements, and just don't do it on the weekend. It's the main thing in the place I was in. David James Rodriguez once said about courage and being fearless and having courage is that it's a daily thing. Like every day. He doesn't just wake up and feel fearless and courageous every single day. Every single day he has to remember it, and act upon it. Looking back, we like holding up a sign that said free hugs during the lockdown every Sunday, or the fires they had every Saturday night, and all the videos he's made. So Freedom Lovers TV at YouTube is his channel. And so looking back, we cannot overstate how masterful that the Matrix programmers, a masterful of a job that the Matrix programmers have actually done at squashing your spiritual encouragement. Perhaps the greatest example of beast amalgamation was when the brilliant Hebrew-blooded teacher Yeshua taught us many truths in parable forms and spread Christ Gnosis around the Middle East and shit all around the world for the people who really know which scriptures were actually things that the Master Yeshua said. It always has to come down, because anything that you allow the fallen, the archons, Lucifer, the dark angels, anything you allow them, anything and everything, your soul, your body, your stuff, anything you are not paying clear attention to, they might try to pull down into hell on earth for a loose snack. They might try to subvert your plan, screw over your life, ruin your day, and, only due to wetigo and your ego. When you believe the archons are wetigo and your ego, you lose. Okay? So, Yeshua being probably the greatest teacher and spreader of the truth of Christ Gnosis around ever, when you consider how much it's the parts of what he said that were actually things he said that were reproduced. To the great terror of the imposed false or junior gods, the Yahweh Collective and the Rome Draconians, so they had to hang someone on the cross and say it was him. Whether it's him or not, we don't know. And then by the year 325, again, in the Nicene Council, they had to clean up his words to make them nice and kosher for the matrix wardens. And that's why no churchian that say they love me so much, and they offer me, several of them, jobs at raw dairy farms, and they're not evil people, they're good people, but they're churchians. And you know what? I doubt if they ever really got into, if any of them ever read any Gnostic texts that were taken out of the Bible. But those were the ones that there's a few things in the New Testament that were shockingly good. But it was the books they took out of the Bible, folks, that shocked me awake. Yeshua's words that they could not use to control people. And that's the key here, folks. Words they used to control people. So, and that's what the Council of Nicaea was all about. It proves to you how talented, in this case, the reptilian race is at black magic word twistery. If you compared their version of Christ to what Christ truly is. Okay, and this is what they have attempted to do with all of the genius and talented musicians, truth tellers, activists, etc. A child hooker for all of them, whatever they can do. Whatever they can pull off, to pull you down into hell. So Yeshua's encouraging, awakening words were carefully turned into parables to get more humans on their knees for the bloodthirsty gods. These people don't even know that's who they're worshiping in the fake version. It's really sad, and because they're respectful people, but the Bible, it's just like Freemasonry. There's parts of it that are benevolent, but I don't know. It's an external control. It's a secret club, to build the momentum for the Holy Satanic Council of Nicaea. They had to bring about the bloody Spanish conquistadores over a millennium later. They had to do the Council of Nicaea. They had to enact the Council of Nicaea in order to bring about the conquistadores. Yes, those who have brought you real encouragement here have been hung on a cross and ridiculed, assassinated, deleted, like Laura Eisenhower's YouTube channel, or minimized, or shadow banned. Because encouragement is what many of us need. Humans need encouragement. Okay? Many times. Most humans, I would think, are insecure and they need some encouragement. Many of us feel the need. Okay, so as courage to awaken is very threatening, always, to the Matrix, they will do their best to discourage your awakening. Always. As long as devil worshippers run the media and the fucking big boys run the major platforms, Jeremy Kaufman is not going to discourage your awakening. But some of the other CEOs, it's different. It's not. Unfortunately, they're not like him. He's on the side. He's willing to risk his life for the truth, like me. So, in my history with CNPD and hero narcissist collectives, and living with an overt narcissist psychopath for like over 3 years in Bonnie Doon, it is always the case I could only be rescued if I stay little. If I let them dictate my life, if I keep my mouth shut, if I never say things they don't like around them, and I'm pretend respectful like an obedient servant slave sucked into a black hole of oblivion that's their subconscious mind. It's so insecure and deceptive. It is, as is always the case, You know, it is of course only in the love bombing phase that people in this personality disorder that I received encouragement. Sure, when they're love bombing you, they're going to encourage you. You know, you're going to encourage your awakening. Okay, awakening encouragement can be being one thing. Narcissist or the matrix can never give. Okay. Someone who's high on the scale of NPD or a matrix person or NPC can never give you spiritual awakening encouragement because they don't even want to deal with it themselves. Whereas your true friends, this is one of the green flags. This is one of the things that will allow you to discern this might be your true friend if they're not love bombing you. And that's when they give you encouragement. You know, from these hero narcissist collectives, unless I glean some encouragement from their beautiful altruistic presentations of platitudes, you know, it's usually they would make me feel more afraid, or they'd make me feel more like I had to get them to rescue me. Does the alphabet CIA personnel allow awakening encouragement? Well, before I made the Yahweh series of videos, actually on that series of videos, I was beginning to have an interesting and expansive commentaries on my channel, and you know, the majority. I think I've had believe this or not. Okay, this is how sick the censors are. Okay, I think I've had less than 10, you know, or maybe 15 comments that they didn't delete in over 500 videos. Okay, but they let me make videos and say my piece as long as I don't break the community guidelines. So, you know, it is what it is. So the answer is, well, maybe YouTube is okay with spiritual awakening encouragement with psychologists or professional psychologists who are brilliant and talented at teaching people how to heal NPD or psychopathy or borderline, and even some of these goofy self-styled experts, as Sam Vaknin calls them, who don't make it all, and basically psychologists and normies and shamans who don't, make it all politically correct, everything in their video. Usually, shamans and spiritual teachers who expose the evil, they'll always be able to encourage a fraction of their audience. Those who expose the matrix, the discerning truth tellers, must be prevented from success as long as possible, or deleted if they are successful. Demonetized or prevented from monetization, or deleted or shadow banned, whatever we can do. If they're willing to risk their life to tell the truth, then we're gonna have to minimize that at least, And so my sibling here told me the other day, when he finally said his piece to me, all of your 100 subscribers are crazy people like you. That's why they like your content, your channel. After before he said that, I had said, of course, that maybe it is due to my codependence and financial obedience with the heavily disempowering concept, due to my, that I felt I caved in due to my deadly systematic illness in a capitalist society. After I had told him while I am in his house, while I'm in this house, that my only friends are online and mostly on YouTube. Am I crazy to be making videos like this while I'm still healing these issues? Well, 20 years on my Chiron, the Wounded Healer astrocartographical line in Santa Cruz, and getting 15 broken bones in a traffic accident kind of just made me feel like I don't have any excuse. Yet I am here for your discernment. I be truth that at least on the level of thought, again, I'm just speaking purely on the level of thought, discernment, and spirit. Like myself, you can learn to discern the truth, and I am here to encourage you to find courage in the only place where you really can, within. Encouragement. Nobody else is going to bring you courage. Cannabis can make you, or coffee, cannabis or coffee can get you going or help you to feel it temporarily from their plant medicine, talents. But think of the power of the human heart, which, as I've said, is over 1,000% the electromagnetic powers of our brain. Think of the power of the human heart when actualized with encouragement. For example, the YouTube channel Disclosure Now with Arkeem Ra, after what he's been through, after the horrible abuse he went through as a secret super soldier, and now he's able to publicly heal, encouraging people to awaken. Okay, it's an amazing journey, and positive, respectful, internal awakening in the spirit of encouragement is also how you override the false self-archontic voices who just tried to convince me I wouldn't remember several of the things I jotted down here while I was in the shower. The shower helps me to think of ideas sometimes. And I encourage you to use and one of them was this. I encourage you, the archonic voices wanted me to forget some things I thought of, and I was just like, fuck you, I'm not going to forget them. And then I remembered them. And so one of those was, I encourage you to use my shamanic prayers throughout the day. This is something that's always helped me, helps me to be myself a little more, is I remember to give thanks to the sunshine, the Mother Earth, the Father Wind, Mother Water, all the time, even give thanks to my kins for the ethers here, and give thanks to all beings that serve me. Give thanks to the Anunnaki for enslaving me. I give thanks to all beings because it's just my shamanic prayers, and I encourage you to be yourself in respect and harmony and harmlessness if you have the courage. And I encourage you to be real with soul, with Christ, soul, Christ, Helios, Mother, and have the discernment of Christ, Mother, Mary, Sophia. And if you enjoyed this content and you haven't already, make sure you click on the subscribe, the Irie subscribe button for more, and let me know what you thought. Give me a thumbs up. Click on the notification bell for more. Follow me on Odyssey or Rumble for deeper red pills. And if you got the courage, man, why not create a great one? I encourage you to do that.